Hello, and welcome back to the GSE channel. In today's training tip, we're going to discuss two methods of what's known as compliant handcuffing. Compliant handcuffing is generally meaning when the subject or the individual is not trying to be assaultive towards the officer. He realizes he's going to be detained or arrested by the officer, and he's not going to give up a fight. And for training purposes, the handcuffs that we're going to use are specifically designed for training purposes only. These are not designed for any kind of actual use by officers or law enforcement. All right? They're designed to actually break apart so that we can conduct more repetitions with less amount of complications. So the first thing we're going to do is what we refer to as speed cuffing, in which case when I place the handcuffs on my individual, I'm going to start on one side and come across to the other. All right, Greg, if you would go ahead and face that direction for me. Place your feet about shoulder width apart. Point your toes away from each other. Lean forward at the waist. Bring your arms straight back. If you'll notice, I'm moving. As I'm moving, it changes the angle that my voice is hitting the individual. This causes a little bit of confusion in his mind as far as where I'm at, so that if he decides to become assaultive, I may not be where he thinks I am. Now that he's in what we call a position of advantage, I'm going to come in and apply the handcuffs. Since most of the world's population is right-handed, I'm going to restrain the right hand first. All right. As I hold the cuffs, the center part is pinched down between my fingers. I have a cuff up by my index finger and a cuff down by my pinky. As I come in, I'm going to roll them over. I'm going to take the pinky cuff and place it at the base of his thumb. And on a count of three, I'm going to push down on the cuff and pull up on his hand. 1, 2, 3. Tighten down just enough that it secures the hand. I don't want to tighten up too much because that'll end up causing nerve damage and tissue damage. Once that cuff is secured, I'm going to reach across and grab his other hand, similar to a handshake, and I'm going to pull it straight into the second cuff. 1, 2, 3. Okay, stand up for me. So if he leans forward, you'll notice that the silver bars are facing down. If he stands up, you'll notice that the red bars are facing the top. This is what we call over the top, or what's also known as speed cuffing. The speed cuffing is very quick, as you can tell. It takes a little bit of practice, but once you get it down, it's extremely fast. The second method is going to allow me to come underneath his hands instead of coming over the top like we do in speed cuffing. This method is used generally for situations when I'm not exactly sure how the individual is going to respond when I place him in handcuffs. If there's an even slightest doubt in my mind that he's going to become assaultive, this is going to give me a slight advantage. All right, again, go ahead and face that way for me. Place your feet shoulder width apart. Point your toes away from each other. Lean forward to the waist. Bring your arms straight back. For coming underneath, all right, again, I take the handcuffs. I'm going to come and restrain that right hand again. So as I come in, I'm going to take this top cuff and place it at the base of his palm. Secure the hand. 1, 2, 3. Now what this allows me is that if he decides to become unruly or assaultive, all I have to do is simply torque up on the handcuff, and that causes him some discomfort within his wrist and his elbow. All right, it's what we call the steel wrist lock. Once I have this hand secured, I'm going to reach across and grab the other hand. Now because my second cuff is towards the bottom, I'm going to come up underneath the base of this palm. And in one motion, I'm going to bring the hands together. 1, 2, 3. As he leans forward, you'll notice that the red bars are going across the bottom. If he stands up, you'll notice the silver bars are going across the top. Each situation is going to be different, depending on how the individual officer feels and the kind of hesitation or the kind of response that he's getting from his particular individual. The officer might decide to do the underneath handcuffing, which gives him the opportunity to provide or apply the steel wrist lock. As a reminder, these are training handcuffs. They're designed to pop open very easily. Live handcuffs, or duty-designed handcuffs, do require a key to both unlock and what's called double locking, which means the cuffs will neither open or close. They will be restricted to their position. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us at www.goldensealenterprises.com. Thank you and have a good day.